Welcome back to the Samantha Show. I'm your host, Samantha. You can call me Sam. Just don't call me Sammy. And I am here with the wonderful, beautiful Miss Amazing Kentucky. She is DesaRae. Hello, DesaRae. Thank you for coming on the Samantha Show.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is so exciting.
Yes. So I met DesaRae only briefly at the Captivating pageant a couple months ago, but I've been connected with her on social media. And DesaRae is going to share a little bit more about her story, but I'm just in awe of everything that she's done. I actually saw that you went skydiving recently.
Okay, so that was actually in 2020, but I lost my video, so it kind of probably confused everybody. Sorry.
Well, you know what? 2020 or this year or whenever, it's still incredible. And I was like, oh no, I'm not jumping out of a plane. So that's only such a small portion of all the incredible things that you have done. And I can't wait to chat with you about that. But DesaRae, I start every show with the 3 things that people need to know. And I want you to give us the 3 things that people need to know. So what's the first thing that the people need to know?
I went skydiving out of an airplane. That's one.
There it is. Okay, tell me really quick, what was going through your mind right before you jumped out of that plane?
Actually, I was very overwhelmed and got panicked, but when I got out, it was really a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it.
You would do it again?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and then I saw you had Chris there with you, so it was probably nice to have a friend that you knew was going to jump as well.
Well, she knocked my hand off the door.
I saw that. I saw that. She was like, bye, you're going. Oh my goodness. Well, that's amazing. So you've been skydiving. What's the second thing that the people need to know?
I'm a Special Olympics Kentucky athlete and athlete ambassador and health messenger. It's 3 in 1.
Okay, so let me break this down again. Okay, so Special Olympics Kentucky ambassador?
Ambassador and athlete.
And
Obviously.
athlete. Yes, and we're going to talk about your athletic skills, but just really quick, what is your specific sport that you participate in?
Skiing, which is coming up and not too long.
We are getting into skiing season, that is for sure. So that's incredible. That's amazing. And as an ambassador and athlete, what do you do with the Special Olympics? I'm guessing you compete, in your state and things like that. But as an ambassador, what does that kind of look like?
I speak on behalf of our athletes in Kentucky, which is around 11,300. And I go speak at the Capitol, which that's one of my favorite things to do, and lobby with the legislators and senators.
Look, I feel like I'm learning something new about you. Every single day, your resume is getting longer and longer. So that's awesome. So then what's the third thing that the people need to know?
Christmas is my favorite holiday.
Yes.
You just talking about Christmas.
Me too. I totally agree. I don't even mind. Well, you ski, so you obviously don't mind the cold weather, but I love this time of year. It's so joyful. It's so colorful. It's so uplifting. What's your favorite part about Christmas?
I'm a gift giver, so I get my gifts way in summer. So
yes.
They're already under the tree actually right now.
That's so sweet. So your love language must be gift giving then. I always talk a lot about love language, so that's a good one.
It is my favorite thing.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Those are great things that we need to know. So I really appreciate you sharing that. I would love if you wouldn't mind, could you share a little bit more about the disability that you live with so we kind of understand kind of what your day-to-day life looks like or what it is that you've grown up with?
My disability is 3q29 microdeletion syndrome, but they didn't find it until later on in my life, in my 20s, when they did genetic testing. And so I developed later in I was behind all my peers in school, and I have a much smaller head than my friends. I have longer fingers. That's the physical things. It has autistic traits with it, which I deal with the sensory things. Sometimes I hate loud noises. I hate balloons popping, and even sometimes I don't like eating certain texture foods. I won't do that.
Girl, you and me both. You and me both. It's interesting that so I just bought these earplugs. They're called Loop. They were advertised on Instagram to me, and I keep them with me all the time because I'm kind of with you. Sometimes, like I feel like the louder noises, even at my daughter's dance class, like I'll pull them out and put them in. Like it's just too much sometimes, too much. So,
I've always hated fireworks.
oh. Yeah. It's almost too, like, to your point, probably with like the balloon and the firework, it's like that startling loud noise.
Never liked either one of them.
Sure, sure. Does it make the tasks that you do daily any more challenging, or is it otherwise like pretty normal functioning? So, like, we're going to talk about skiing. Are there additional hurdles you have to face when it comes to skiing and things like that?
Anytime I go to, well, I'll put it this way. Anytime I go to Special Olympics events or skiing events, or everyday life events, I have to prepare myself to go to those places. And if they're familiar, I really don't have to prepare. But
Sure.
every year when beginning of the start of ski season, I get afraid, and that can be difficult until the first time's over with.
So let's talk a little bit about skiing. When did you first get into skiing?
It's probably been at least 13 years ago.
Wow. So who got you into that, or who was the person, or what was the first time when somebody was like, come on, DesaRae, let's put some skis on and go down this slope? Although you seem kind of like a thrill seeker. So,
No, okay, so I was on a Special Olympics team. I wasn't by myself. That's where I'm at now. But I was on a team, and our state offers snowshoeing and skiing. That's the only two events they offer. And I got bored with snowshoeing, and I wanted to do skiing. So actually, I had to ask my coach of our team if I could do it. And then actually, some of my teammates followed, and then they they didn't end up sticking with it.
but it must have hooked you
It
because now you're all in.
Well, once I went down the beginner baby slope, that was a little bit too slow for me, and then I moved up every year from there, and that's where I got to where I am.
What slopes are you riding down now?
Tough enough, which would sound hard, and it's just steeper and faster, not
Okay.
flat.
Well, you can find me on the baby hill while you go do the big ones. I'll wait for you at the bottom with a cup of cocoa when you get down. So that's wonderful. So you then got involved with a nonprofit organization called Lucky Racer. And I know that you were chosen as the Lucky Racer champion. Now you're the ambassador. Can you tell me a little bit about what Lucky Racer is?
So, Lucky Racer is a ski scholarship, and it goes, if you're an adult, you have to have special needs, although she calls it exceptional needs.
That's very Chris of her.
uh, and then you could be a junior, and that's from 7 to 18 with special needs or without. I think the juniors, they don't have any right now. The ones but at least there's three of us that have special needs, so that's actually cool. And so I got for my 2019 champion, I got 1500 was mine, and it went, or it can go for anything ski racing related or equipment. And I badly needed equipment. I got new boots. I actually got gifted new skis last year, but it also helped pay to get my lift tickets, which is expensive.
Sure.
Hotels, food. I forgot what it paid for a lot of,
Yeah.
and helped me. And then Lucky Racer also, we always wear our breast cancer. We
Yeah.
support breast cancer awareness all year long, and we try to annually, at the annual Lucky Racer race, try to get as much donations for Operation We Care. And uh, is that the only thing? There's so many things connected to.
That's amazing. It sounds like an incredible organization, and I know that this was created by a mutual friend of ours, Chris. She is our Mrs. Captivating ambassador right now, and this is, correct me if I'm wrong, but this nonprofit is all kind of related to skiing, right? Like the members are very active in the skiing community, correct?
Right. A lot of them comes from the Cincinnati Ski Club, and then the champions have to be referred, and you have to have 2 written letters from outside people to recommend you to win.
Oh, well, congratulations on that. That's an amazing accomplishment, one of many of your accomplishments, and what an deserving recipient for this. So I think that's wonderful. Now, you're their ambassador now. Is that different than the champion?
I'm pretty sure I was the ambassador in 2020, the year after I won. So I just, like my athlete ambassador, I do the same thing for Lucky Racer, and I'm talking now on her behalf. So.
That you're doing what your job is. So, exactly. Well, that is wonderful. So I'm going to direct the conversation now to pageantry, because that we kind of connected on our phone call recently that we're both brand new to this pageantry industry. So what made you decide to take it from the slopes to the high heels and the pageant stage?
I was actually turned down from a pageant in high school, which was junior miss, which now they call it distinguished young women, which I know that's in every state. But they declined me from that because I was special needs. And then there was these pageants, the fair pageants that would come every year to my hometown, and then I never could be in those. So it was actually in the back of my mind when I went, but I didn't know there was a pageant out there for me.
This is your moment, DesaRae. For every person who said there's not a spot on the stage for you, there absolutely is a spot on the stage for you. And I'm so glad that you found it. So tell me a little bit about that pageant journey then, once you found Miss Amazing Kentucky and started to prepare for that.
My hardest thing was walking in high heels.
Amen, sister. Amen.
But at state, I was the only one who wore high heels there, which I did very well in.
Yeah.
My favorite was actually interview doing the having 7 judges. It was like talking to the people at the Capitol because of how fast it went.
You have a lot of experience in this. I mean, this has been such a great conversation here today, and you're ambassadors for the Special Olympics in Kentucky and for Lucky Racer and up at the Capitol. And so you clearly, I could see how you would just crush the interview portion of any pageant.
Chris actually got that at state. She actually got to go back with me, and it was hard to keep her mouth quiet from not saying "great job." She kind of just smiled the whole time, so I knew it was great.
Chris is one of those people that we certainly feel quite lucky to have in our corner. So I wish Chris could come to my interviews to hype me up when I'm back there too. That's wonderful. And I know you worked really closely. We both have worked quite closely with a mutual pageant coach, Ryan Valentine. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with Ryan and how she helped you with your pageant.
Well, she was originally supposed to be there for my confidence to get me out of the gate, which it worked, I have to say. And so at first, Chris had me scared to death of her, but it actually went very well, and I enjoyed talking to her, and she got to know me very well, and now I consider her my best friend with Chris too, because they talk to me so frequently and outside of it's hard to have I have to say normal friends can besides just my Special Olympics friends, because I don't get to see them as often.
Yeah. Ryan, I totally agree. I think Ryan does such a good job digging deeper when she interacts and just really getting to know people on a genuine level. And I just completely agree with you on that. And what an amazing support system. Like, I can't think of two better people to have in your friendship circle than Chris and Ryan. So I think that that's absolutely amazing. So you ended up winning Miss Amazing Kentucky, and then you got to go to nationals. Where was nationals? Where was that located?
In Rosemont, Illinois, which was in Chicago, but
okay.
Yes.
So what was that experience like? Maybe what was your favorite part of nationals?
My favorite was getting to meet all of the title holders. The furthest came from Alaska, and I got to meet her. So the interview was different there. It wasn't quite as favorite as 7 judges the first time, but I enjoyed doing my martial arts and all these people clapping for me because I've did it so many. I won second place in a world championship with my weapons kata that I did there.
We didn't talk about this, DesaRae. Okay, hold on. I want to come back to nationals, but tell me about how long have you been doing martial arts?
I started when I was in elementary at 10, and I got my black belt at 13. But I went to Las Vegas when I was 12 to compete in the UFAV World Championship. And I met Chuck Norris there. Is this too much?
No, this is brilliant.
So I actually tied for first to win that, but the boy from Texas beat me out. So I got second place, and I was obviously happy with it.
Absolutely. Wow. That's amazing. Do you still practice martial arts pretty regularly?
I had taken it. I know my katas and stuff, but I don't actually go into no class and do it like I did.
Yeah. Well, there you go. We got even more to add to the DesaRae resume. Oh, that's got a nice little ring to it. So let's go back to nationals then. So getting to perform martial arts on the stage, probably the highlight of the weekend, and just would you say an overall good experience?
Oh, it was a great experience. The only thing I had problem with was the hotel being so ice cold.
Oh, was it cold? Which doesn't help when you're trying to like walk around in a dress and all the things.
it, it was one place where I didn't have the extra clothes, so I was in really cold. That was the only downfall of the whole thing.
Sure, sure. Well, it sounds like a great experience in general, and amazing for you to go represent the state of Kentucky there. I'm sure you did a beautiful job. So I'm learning more about you every single time I get to connect with you. Are there any other hobbies that you enjoy, like on a day-to-day basis? So we know you got martial arts, you got skiing, you're into pageantry, you're jumping out of airplanes. What else is DesaRae doing? Anything else?
Oh yeah. Well, I enjoy sending cards to people. I enjoy making crafts, which you was at captivating, but I gave Jill. I got to meet her, and I gave her a gift. And actually, I if there's somebody special, I give one of my Special Olympics medals to. So
Oh,
I actually gave her a medal too, and I made Vicky something, and I gave
sweet.
her a medal.
I can tell that you have a very giving heart, DesaRae, whether it's gifts for Christmas in summer or, something that is handmade or craft made or a card. So I think that's a wonderful hobby to have. And what a kind and what a beautiful way to just shine a light in the world that needs light. So I think that that's really, really nice. Do you have any other goals coming up?
Uh, I have a big go coming that I would love to happen. I would love to go to the Special Olympics World Winter Games in Italy in 2025 with Team USA.
Wow. That would be incredible. So you would get to travel to Italy and compete on Team USA in skiing, right?
On yes, and they televise it on ESPN. They do all world games. So.
So if you got to go, we would get to watch you on TV.
Right, yes.
Well, DesaRae, we are hoping and praying and keeping our fingers crossed that you reach this goal. Okay. I really appreciate you coming on this show today and sharing everything that you've shared. I'm just in all of you. I love that despite the hurdles that you've faced, despite the disabilities that you deal with on a daily basis, you are quite literally crushing your goals, reaching. You have not let it slow you down by any means, and I just really admire you for that. How inspiring and motivating for the rest of us. So thank you for sharing your story. I like to end every single episode with a message, and I like to give the guests the opportunity to share whatever it is that they wish that they could share with people who are listening. Do you have something that you can share with the listeners?
I've always in I I knew in my when I got chose for my Special Olympics ambassador way back in 2018 that I wanted to change the world, and I obviously can't change the world, but I can change for someone or somebody by them listening to my story. So I try to do that, and my hope is that somebody listening uh, will hear, no matter if you have a disability or not, that you can go and you can get out of your comfort zone, and it can be okay, but you can also change someone else's life by just being vulnerable and sharing your story.
And with that, folks, she drops the mic, she walks off the stage, and she continues to change the world one person at a time. So, DesaRae, thank you so much for doing this podcast interview with me. It was so great to chat with you, so great to learn more about you. And I hope we get to stay connected and get to cross paths again in the near future. So, everybody who's listening, I hope that you have a really great day because you deserve it.